We are in our client's home, downtown Toronto, in a condo. The space is around 1,200 square feet, and fun fact, it's one of the first condo buildings, I believe, ever to be built in the city. But one of the great things about being in an older development is that there is a lot of space. When I first saw the space, it was interesting, but interesting in the sense that it lacked function and flow. The layout was really not conducive to how they were living and how they wanted the space to feel and to function for them. The location of the unit is very unique. They are on the ground level in this development, and you enter the home through courtyard access, which is quite interesting and unique, but we really needed to figure out a way to give our clients a defined foyer and entry space. And one of the ideas that worked is just this simple slatted wall. It acts as a partition, a divider. It's not like a full drywall wall where it blocks off the light and defines the foyer away from the other areas in the unit. Where the built-in closet is now was actually the television, and where our clients stored their jackets and coats and boots was near the kitchen area, which we ended up turning into the pantry. We didn't really like the flow of that. Who wants to sort of come in with their coat and go into the kitchen to disrobe? So we ended up completely flipping the layout and giving them a built-in closet, which houses all their coats, jackets, boots. So it's a lot of storage for them, and they're pretty happy with it. In the living space, the one mandate that came from both of them was to really, freshen up the space and modernize it. We kept the color scheme and the color palette pretty neutral. We've infused the space with a little bit of burnt orange. The furniture is really soft and very tactile. The sofa that I'm sitting on now is actually modular, so it works with the space beautifully, but if they end up wanting to perhaps add a different configuration to this layout, they very easily can. One of the other things that we ended up incorporating into the living space was an electric fireplace, and those things have come a long way. They are really functional and they add a little bit of ambiance as well. And then we finished off that space with some millwork around the television, the chocolate brown, depending on the light in here, the cabinetry can tend to read from black to chocolate brown, but it works with the space, and I think it looks, grown up and sophisticated, and it's not really something that's going to scream 2020s, right? We're trying to go for a timeless look and a timeless aesthetic so that our clients can be happy with the space 5 to 10 years from now. The other thing that they really wanted to focus on was the kitchen. Our client is a huge cook. She's constantly baking and coming up with a whole bunch of different recipes. So the kitchen and the function of the kitchen was very important to them. There was a lot of debate about what to do on that back wall. There was a row of uppers, and we ultimately decided to completely get rid of those uppers, free up the space, pulled the Band-Aid off. It enabled us to make the space feel a lot more free and light. The unit itself is not blessed with a ton of natural light, so to have heavy elements in here would have made it feel too dark and too dated. So this was a great way to be able to modernize the kitchen. And we actually didn't lose any storage space. We ended up giving our clients a lot more storage in the new revamped resized island. She's got a lot of pantry items. She's a big baker as well. We know that bakers require a lot of space for all their different ingredients. So we were able to give them a wonderful pantry space with a ton of storage. We ended up selecting 2 quartz options from Caesar Stone. The island is a little bit more subdued and neutral, and it's a bit of a softer material than the sink wall and the backsplash. And the material on the island matches the same material on the bar area, just to keep those 2 spaces cohesive. So it's adjacent to the dining room. It's a space that they can access easily when they're entertaining or grab a drink, placemats, that kind of thing, and to promote some flow throughout the space. The dining space, in the before times, it was also the dining space, but it was, is a little lackluster. One of the first elements that we looked at was the wonderful light, and we had it designed specifically for this space. Obviously, we cannot drill through glass, so we couldn't install a pendant just hanging from the atrium. So this was a clever way for us to be able to get a wonderful light fixture in there for our clients. One of the other elements that we included is that drapery. Previously, our clients were sort of like in a fishbowl where, you know, everybody coming and going through this complex and the atrium was able to sort of, you know, sneak a peek. Who wants that? Not me. We were mindful of selecting a table and dining chairs that were different, but also were cohesive and worked together. There's a wonderful texture on that dining table. It's quite breathtaking, actually, and it's not for everybody. It's really bold. But how we were able to counterbalance that wacky, crazy boldness is by introducing more calm and tactile materials in the chairs as well. And it's a style that's not going to date. The first of the two bathrooms previously was a shower combo situation. Our client was adamant that he wanted to have a good soaking tub. So we ended up transforming that room into a bathtub or soaking room. We sourced a tub that fit into that alcove really nicely. It was a little difficult to get it in to the unit, but it's in there now. It works wonderfully, and it's just a nice and relaxing space for a client to be able to, you know, unwind and have a soak at the end of a busy day. The primary bedroom is quite generous. I feel like it's a little bowling alley-like, okay? It's challenging actually to design spaces and rooms that are that configuration and that size. We ended up placing the bed against the one wall, obviously where it was previously, that was just the most natural location for things. But opposite of the bed, we did a whole wall of closets and built-ins and ended up secretly, well, not so secretly, I guess, since we're talking about it, giving our client a work from home space. If you know me, I will say do not even bring a phone into a bedroom, okay? But in this situation, we were able to design a work from home pad or space that she's able to tuck away at the end of the day. It was important for us to create a neutral, calming environment. The bed is modern, it's upholstered, but it's not overly traditional, it's not stuffy. The rug, it's custom, it's a bit of a different shape. It was a way for us to be able to provide some softness in the space and some of the textures that we included in there, which is, you don't really know what it is until you actually go really close up to it and touch it. It's a velvet backdrop behind the television area. And again, it's that tactile element that we ended up incorporating into the design, and it's really unique and sort of like a surprise and delight. The ensuite we kept pretty simple and straightforward. The materials in there are streamlined. It's a walk-in shower. There's a little bench for her to be able to sit on. There's a niche as well. You know, just a simple and understated makeover. We typically reserve, you know, the crazy wallpaper, colors or whatever for powder rooms, but in this instance, there's no powder room. So we kind of went crazy in the laundry room. I mean, not so crazy. Again, everything is very streamlined and minimal, but where we infuse the space with a little bit of personality is in the wallpaper and the light. It's kind of unusual, unexpected. Laundry is so boring. It's the worst chore ever. So why not make that time and that space a little bit more fun and exciting? Our clients now love their home. It's a space that they're able to entertain with pride in now, and they love being at home. They're just so comfortable here. There are a lot of simple but classy elements in the space, and I think, you know, the most important thing is that our clients are happy and they enjoy coming home every day.